everyone and welcome to my channel. If you have not watched my video about The Bear season 2 and you're wondering why I did not cover the first 2 episodes of And Just Like That, I'll fill you in real quick. I did a whole video, it was about 20 minutes, and as I was putting in the computer to start editing, poof, I got an error, like a crazy error that I've never seen. Video disappeared. I could not recover. Don't tell me about OneDrive, cloud, and all of that. My notes were gone. So that's why I don't have a video about the first 2 episodes. I will talk a little bit about the first 2 episodes in this video, but mainly, of course, I want to focus on the latest episode, which is episode number 3. And I know that And Just Like That has been getting a lot of criticism, even from myself. But I was such a big fan of Sex and the City. And when somebody criticizes the show, I get defensive a little bit. And I tell people that Sex and the City and Just Like That, for me, it's escapism TV. You know, we all have those shows where we kind of, turn our brain off from our real lives and we go into this like beautiful world. So for me, Sex and the City was that. It was a show about these beautiful women, now all rich, in gorgeous jaw-dropping outfits, who all married well, strolling around, exciting New York City, drinking $20 Cosmos or Manhattans and brunching in the hottest spots of New York. But at the core, the show was about female friendship. We had these 4 women who had such a strong bond. Even Charlotte said they were each other's soulmates. And each of them had different personalities. And we as viewers love to catch up with their lives. And growing up watching the show, I dreamed about drinking those $20 Cosmos or $25 Manhattans or brunching in one of those places. Also, Sex and the City has such an iconic place in pop culture. You know, we women always say when we're talking to our lady friends, like, I'm a Carrie, I'm a Samantha, I'm a Charlotte, I'm a Miranda. The show has a real special place in my heart. And as far as the first 2 episodes, I actually liked them. I thought they were okay. But episode 3, what a snooze fest. Oh my gosh, I was so disappointed with episode 3. It made me think, like, where is Darren Star? Like, bring Darren Star back, because he was like the original creator, writer of Sex and the City, and Neil Patrick King now is the head of it. Oh my gosh, just the writing on this episode was lazy writing. It was not creative at all. When did Miranda become so stupid? She used to be such a rational person. I don't even recognize her anymore. Like, she goes to Shay's show taping and she's dealing with Brady. Brady just got broken up with and he's crying and she thinks he's suicidal, so she's all worried. And at those, sitcom tapings, you have to, give your phone to security and they put in that little pouch and you get it back after the taping's done. But Miranda told Brady, like, to call her back as soon as he got to the hostel. So she hides her phone in her like pants. It was so predictable. Like I said, I'm talking about the writing. Surprise, surprise. The phone rings during the taping. And I was like, Miranda, why are you being so stupid? Just put the phone in vibration. Let it vibrate in your purse or in your pants. And then when it does, you can get up, say, excuse me. And then, go out and talk to Brady. I think Miranda is trying to please everyone. She's trying to be everything to everyone at the same time. She's trying to please Shay and support them by being at the taping. And she's trying to be a mother and console Brady. You know what's funny? I was watching, I think it was Good Morning America. They were doing a whole special about the 25th anniversary of Sex and the City. And they showed the clips of each women. I don't know if they showed Samantha. Maybe they didn't show Samantha. But anyway, so they showed like Miranda, Charlotte, Carrie, when they first appear in the first episode. Remember Charlotte? She's like, I've been dating since I was 15. Where is he? I'm exhausted. And then they show Miranda, tough as a lawyer. She was very cynical. Like I said, it's not even the same person. If you see Miranda back then and Miranda now, after she blew up her life, it's like, who are you? Still on the topic of lazy writing, Seema. She had such a stupid storyline where her Birkin bag gets stolen, and then a couple days later, yeah, it had to be like 2, 3 days later, she finds the Birkin bag, bright yellow bag, on the bushes in the middle of New York City, in the sidewalk, and no one grabbed that bag. The bag was still there. Are you kidding me? And you don't even have to know that a bag like that costs $28,000 to $30,000, but any bag that's just like sitting there, somebody's going to take it. Lisette, Julie, I hate saying that word. I'm so sorry. Julie, whatever. Lisette has that whole exhibition of her, her artwork. There you go. There's a better word. Her artwork. And then that waiter, it's stealing all the jewels, and he's not just being like sneaky about it and like picking up an earring or a necklace and putting it in his pockets. No, he's like scooping all the necklaces and earrings and like putting in his jacket, and no one says or does anything. I know Carrie and Seema said something like, oh wait, what is he doing? Is that waiter stealing? Where is security? And then the same thief goes to Carrie and Seema and asks for their belongings. I'll be like, excuse me, sir? Like, do you even have a gun or a knife? It seems to me that this season so far, the storylines are all over the place. Like, each episode has a different plot. And I feel like the original show had a storyline, and every episode was sort of a continuation of the previous episode. But here it's just all over the place. We have Carrie. She's recording her book to be an audible book. And I understood how it can be so hard for her to relive that trauma of, because she's reading chapter 3 and it's all about when she finds Big, dead on the floor, or, half alive, and, the water. She describes like her shoe and the shower and all of that. I understood how heartbreaking that can be. And then, for her to read those words, you're also very criticizing of your work, because the book is already written, and she wanted to change little words here and there. And then the producer, the guy that's, recording her audio, he's like, you can change it. The book is out there. And, as someone that puts out videos, every time I watch a video of mine, I'm like, oh, should I have said that? Oh, I could have changed that. Oh, I could have added that out. Oh man, I forgot to say that. So for her to be criticizing her own work after it was already out, I totally felt her. But I was really disappointed at Carrie for faking the COVID. She couldn't, read the book. Like I said, chapter 3 was so hard for her because of John's death. So the studio that she was doing, recording the audio, was rented out for a week or 5 days. I think it was, for 5 days. And then she tells her publisher she wants like to hire an actress like Julianne Moore to do the audio. And then the publisher, she says, no, I think a book this personal should be narrated by you. And I totally agree. There are books on Audible, especially like biographies, that if it's not the person that wrote it, really turns me off if it's like a random person, reading it. But it's too hard for Carrie, so she says she has COVID, and then thinking that, 5 days I need to quarantine myself, and then we're gonna lose the rent out of the studio. Little does she know that the publisher says that, oh, I got it to extend for another week. I was disappointed at Carrie for lying to her closest friends like Miranda and Charlotte. Charlotte, I kind of understood, but Miranda, it's like her ride or die girl. But I wonder if the writers had this little storyline with Carrie faking COVID to be a relatable topic, because we all know someone that faked having COVID to get out of something, be it going out with friends, be it get out of work, get out of school, going to dinner with the in-laws. We all know someone that said they had COVID when they did it. But you know what? I think it would have been really relatable for Carrie to go to therapy, because the reason she said to Seema that she didn't tell Miranda or Charlotte that she was having a hard time reading chapter 3 is because she didn't want to dump on them more heartache. There are times in my life that, if something was going on in my relationship or work and I was telling a friend about it, at one point I was like, oh man, am I just like dumping drama on my friend? And there have been many times that, a friend will call me and says like, how are you doing? How's everything? And I was like, great. Yeah, everything's good, when things were not good. And I think because now, therapy is becoming more accessible to people, and then the stigma around therapy, it's going down. We have to separate our friends from our therapists. Like, our friends are not our therapists, and our therapists, it's not our friends. So I thought it would be great to see Carrie in therapy. Okay, now to our favorite person in the world, Shay. Shay, it's never there for Miranda. Miranda, it's always there for Shay. She moved to LA. She's always supporting Shay by going to the tapings. She's helping Shay with, running their lines. And when Shay was feeling insecure about about their belly, Miranda was there for her for support. But Shay is just never there for Miranda. One thing that I liked about the previous episode, I think was episode 2, where Shay was feeling super insecure about the costume designer. They made a comment about Shay's belly, saying that their belly was hanging over the jeans. And for someone like Shay, who's like always super, confident and secure, to see them, break down like that and feel so insecure, I thought was nice. And also when Miranda was laying in bed with them, and Miranda, the whole consent, it was really nice. Miranda asked, I don't know if she said, can I touch you or can I hug you? When she was, spooning Shay, she asked, can I touch you? Because, sometimes like when we feel insecure about our bodies, we don't want anyone to like touch us or hug us. But then Carrie almost snapped Miranda back into senses when they were talking once again, when Miranda was getting a tattoo and she calls Carrie, and Carrie says, Miranda, it's time for you to get back to New York City. And Miranda was like, no, this is pretend life. I don't want it to end. I paused it and I almost wanted to like snap her out of it. I was like, Miranda, this is pretend life? That's another reason why you need to go back to New York City, to a real life. Another storyline that I thought it was dumb and unnecessary, I don't know what was the point of it, was the whole MILF list at Charlotte and Lisa's school, their kids' school. They found out that there's this boy who made a whole MILF list with some of the moms, and then Lisa and Charlotte are number 2 or number 3. And then at the end, they see that the boy, I don't know, it's like Mike H., Mitch H., something like that, but his last name was H. And then the moms are looking at this kid. But in real life, you look at the kid on the show, he's probably like 26 years old. He looks so old. But I mean, old for like high school standards. But the moms are all like drooling over him. And one of them says like, oh, H stands for hot. And I was just like, oh no, this show is gonna get so much crap for this. Why do the writers want to go there? Because the internet's gonna have a field day with like, oh, the show is like predatory towards young boys. There's a lot of people that criticize the show for the wokeism, and I was just like watching this thing with the moms are drooling over this teenage boy. I was like, you guys are just giving rope to the people that are being nasty to the show, because now they're going to say that liberals like to groom young children. I personally was not offended by that storyline. I just thought it was dumb and unnecessary. And there was a rumor that Kim Cattrall didn't come back to the show because she read the script, and there was a storyline that Samantha was going to have an inappropriate relationship with Brady, Miranda's son. And Kim Cattrall was like, nope, hell no. It just seems like they're not listening to like the fans' feedback, besides, bringing Samantha back, which now I think it was not the ladies, the 3 ladies that called Kim Cattrall and asked her to come back, because Kim, she was in The View yesterday. They were talking about, what was like to be back as Samantha. And she said, Well, when the head of HBO calls you and says, "What can we do?" I was like, I could get creative, she said. And I think when she said I could get creative, it was like I could add a couple more zeros on my paycheck. I mean, the power that she has to write her own check, basically. When the head of HBO calls you and says, like, what can we do? What do you want? Oh, Kim Cattrall is just like, my wish is your command. So I thought that, and just like that, when it first, started, I thought there was so much potential because it could be a modern Golden Girls, with beautiful fashion. And after episode 3, I'm like, I might be, questioning my own thoughts, but I still have hopes. We're waiting for Aiden to come back, and then Samantha. Oh, speaking of Kim Cattrall coming back, when they were doing press for the show, they said that they were bummed out that the news that Samantha was going to come back was leaked, and I was like, are you really upset that it got leaked? Because now that people know that Samantha's coming back, I think a lot of people that had given up on the show from season 1, they're back to season 2 just waiting to see Samantha. But Cynthia Nixon was saying, like, I just hope that people are not getting their expectations super high. It's just one scene. It's a small cameo. I think Aiden's going to show up mid-season, and I think Samantha, they're going to wait until like the last episode. And I know I always ask you guys a question to let me know in the comments down below. I don't really have one besides, do you think there was a philosophical meaning of that tattoo that Miranda got? I was like, I would prefer her to get the Jetsons robot than that MH. I cannot picture myself getting like Denise on my arm. And she gets like an MH, which I suppose is for Miranda Hobbs, right? Do you think it's her taking back her own self? If you have a meaning behind that tattoo and you want to let me know, sound off in the comments. And if you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also hit the little bell notification button so you don't miss any future videos. And I'll see you next time.